Hello, Belisario.
Good evening, teacher Diana. How you doing?
Good. How do you feel?
Much better.
Good.
much better than before. It's
Good.
because that holy day was incredible.
Mm. You,
I could rest.
okay. That was what you need. Great.
And how's your work? Too much work?
Yes, because we are about to finish applying linguistics and communication. Plus, I have to tutor some students for research projects, plus other things. So a lot of work.
Yeah, and grading takes a lot of time.
Yes, and when I'm grading, then something happens, so I need to do something else.
Jesus,
So I have
I,
not
t-
finished grading.
I totally understand. My God.
Yeah, and well, that I think about Holy Week, so we will have 2 more weeks of hard work, and then we will have 1 week to rest.
Yeah, Easter.
Right?
And in many countries, they call it spring break.
Yeah, yeah, but nowadays we don't know how the weather behaves. So sometimes they don't have spring when they are supposed to have spring.
Yeah. In Bogota, I see that there's a lot of work for English teachers.
Yes, all time.
Yeah, that's cool. Because here in Bucaramanga, no, it's not the same. It's just a few options.
Mm. And I also heard that in Villavicencio, there are some immersion schools that need teachers and pay well.
Hmm. I would never go there. It's so far, hot. I prefer Bucaramanga.
Well, yeah, the weather in Bucaramanga is better.
Much better. And it's like a city, but it's not so stressing.
Yeah, it's smaller than Bogota, for example.
Yeah, and do you think there's any problem with pollution in Bogota, like in
Yeah,
Medellin?
yeah. So the south part of the city has a problem because lots of trucks and big buses and the all the means of transportation for products need to go that way, and that way is very narrow. So and there are a lot of cars all the time in that part of the city. So I think
Bec bec
that's causing the
because
problem.
have you heard about the problem in Medellin? That there's a lot of pollution.
Yes, well, the case there is because of the because they are surrounded by mountains, so the polluted air cannot move away, but also because there are a lot of companies, enterprises there, so and they are producing a lot of products for the whole country and also for to export. So yes. Uh, I heard that they close some companies, some enterprises because they don't have like all
License?
no, they have the license but they have not followed the rules regarding environmental policies, so
Yeah,
they have closed some, like I guess the smallest companies.
I totally understand.
And here in Bogota we have lots of cars all the time. Saturdays is impossible because we don't have any restriction. So everybody needs to go out, and traffic is the whole Saturday.
I've been to Bogota like twice or three times, as far as I remember. And it's a little cold in the morning or at night. It's cold, very cold.
Yes.
Yeah, but the north is gorgeous.
Mm, well, I don't know. I see cars all everywhere. Uh, I would prefer a smaller city, and because going to any place here is very complex. It takes a lot of time. The roads are not big enough for all the cars. And now
Yeah.
we are having lots of problems of insecurity. So, for example, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel sure going out with my bicycle any place.
Do you
Mm.
have a bike?
I have a bike and I have to tutor some students on Saturdays. And I took it once to that school, but then I said, no, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous.
Yes, and it's everywhere in the city.
Yeah, and here it's some people are robbing a lot, probably people from Venezuela.
No,
Jesus.
we don't have only problems with people from other countries, but Colombians.
Yes, it's because that city is so big that there are so many weird people over there, and they can do whatever they want. Oh my God.
Well, we don't. We have big differences among classes. So if we don't solve that problem, it's impossible. People who don't have a job or education, well, they choose the option that is the wrong one, which is to rob or to commit any crime, right? So inequalities here are causing lots of problems.
Yes, and education, I mean, university is so expensive.
Yes,
Oh God.
so everybody needs like to live with. Everybody needs a place where to live. Everybody needs food to eat, and we cannot just like uh, believe or think that the problem can be solved by building uh, more jails for those robbers and just put people there, and the problem is not going to be solved that way, I would say.
Yes, and another relevant thing is that Bogota is really expensive.
Yeah, it is very expensive.
And you're
So,
talking about corruption.
yeah.
Yes.
Ana Maria wants to say something.
Anna, did you used to live here in Bogota?
No, teacher. I live in
Ah,
Villavicencio.
well, but before Villavicencio, you traveled, you lived in London, right? And
Yeah,
before that time, where did you live?
in Bogota for 1 year.
For a year.
A year is
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah. I don't like Bogota.
And Ana Maria, did you like British English? Like, computer, what are you going to do tomorrow morning? Good morning. Did you like
Yes,
British English?
yes, I like.
I don't like it much.
That sounds weird to me too.
And Australian Aussie English, oh my God, what a computer. And they say today. They don't say today, they say today.
But I
It's
guess
similar
British use phonetics, more phonetics in British English. For example, father, mother, never.
and water.
Yeah, water.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
I guess you got used to that pronunciation.
Yeah,
Yes.
for me, it's really easy to understand American English on TV, but British, I don't listen to that kind of English, so it's a little tricky.
For example, in British English, no use take or say have a shower. British English no use take, use have.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I always say take a shower. I love to say take a shower.
yeah,
And they say underground instead of subway.
yes.
And what else? They say biscuits
Biscuits
and lift. They don't say
and
elevator, they say
live.
lift.
No live. Yes. No apartment and flat.
Flat.
Yes.
Yeah. You live in a house or a flat.
No sofa.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you can imitate that pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm good
I
at
can.
imitating even accents from Colombia. Like, dear Colombian people, we have to work, and work. It's really important, you know.
Yeah, you're
You're
good at
funny.
that.
Yeah.
Like, people from Pasto are really, really intelligent.
Do you have friends in London, Anna, that you usually write to?
Mm, one friend
But he's from Colombia or from there?
from Ecuador. Yeah.
But he lives there.
And yeah,
So you practice Spanish.
yeah. but she have boyfriend British.
A British
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Yes. Yes.
So you also write to him and practice some English with him?
Yeah. Sometime in my work.
Uh, and I get a question. Do you
Yeah.
hear Scottish English in England?
Yes.
Because it's tricky. It's one of the most difficult English to understand because it has like sounds from German.
My first teacher was a Scotland.
Scottish?
Yes, Scottish. Yeah.
So you got used to that,
Yeah.
to those sounds.
For months, change the teacher 2 times in the month. For example, Scottish and after Ireland.
But it's hard to hear you.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear you.
Yes, it's difficult.
No,
Yeah, probably.
probably she's very close to her microphone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Better
no.
now. So speak British, speak British, try to speak British. Oh my God, today was a very hot day, you know.
Yeah.
I say, oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God.
I don't like it. I say, oh my God. But it's really elegant. It's really formal.
Yeah. I like.
I need to tell you that I've just made a change in the virtual room. So now you can see the link of the self-evaluation form, and I would like you to please upload that evaluation form before Sunday, because next week you will only have to take the final test on Monday or Tuesday, and that will be the end of the course.
The final test
The final test, that
in
is,
Unit 8?
in the link assessment.
Okay.
Because today, this week, you're working on a review from units 1 to 8, and that questionnaire is in the link of Unit 8. But for this week, the link is in assessment, the link of the final test.
I thought the review was like the final test. I already took it.
Good.
Oh, teacher.
The final test is similar.
It was easy.
Yeah, well, the topics that we studied were conditionals, reported speech, connectors.
Yeah.
So but I must say that, okay, go ahead, teacher.
No, we had short, we didn't have a lot of topics. So.
Yeah, but I must say that at the beginning was a little confusing, like, oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Like, is this or that? And then by the time we can understand more, like identify which option is the best one.
Well, you could see the feedback by Monday. By Monday, you could see the feedback of that review.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be great.
And well, the idea today, as you see on the screen, is to have a short discussion about indigenous tribes in Colombia. Do you guys know names of some groups in Colombia?
Yeah, teacher.
Muiscas.
Arahuacos.
Arawak. Because Muiscas doesn't exist.
Wapio.
Nukatku.
Nukatmaku.
Nasa.
Nasa.
Five.
Huitoto.
Right.
Guayus,
which is the biggest, or the one that has more people.
Yeah, and their language is called Wayunaki.
Exactly.
And you say water, Winca.
To say water?
Yeah, Winca.
I didn't know. Do you guys happen to know how many indigenous tribes we have in Colombia? More or less?
No idea.
There are a lot, like 500 something, I guess.
Less than 100. Less than 100. But they are a lot.
800.
87.
Bueno, ya le digo.
Close to 100. So 87 and 65 different languages.
Bueno, papá, ya le digo.
So I would like you to choose one of these questions and answer in an oral way.
Yeah, can I talk about the first one?
You can, yes. Felix?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Good.
Okay. I think this topic is very interesting because in some tribes in Colombia are on dangers of extinction because they are like a main resort as a human being. Is one of the most important resorts that Colombia and other countries around Latin America are So why we have to protect them? Because they are like a main I can say offspring of all uh, maybe tribals that have existed many years ago, and they are considered in many countries, not only here, as a patrimonial. I don't know why you say that. Okay, this is are very important, not only by the people that exist and occupy a place, but people that take a real historical place and importance. And for example, in Chile, there are a museum that focus only on this tribal that exist nowadays and other that are are dead or extended until now. I think that we have to help them to uh, protect them in this case, or help to conserve this kind of tribal, because many people, I don't know how you say, discriminate and maybe damage this kind of people, or look this kind of people a little bit different, yeah, menospreciate, I think, that this kind of people. That's it.
Mhm. So they are the owners of some territories, and those territories are full of resources that governments usually want to exploit, because they can get oil from those places, or minerals, or the water, etc. So people in the cities usually need the resources, and we are not
Yeah,
conscious enough about how to preserve and how to
that's
take
the
care of
major
the
interest.
resources. So we also profit from business made with those resources, because we get money from that. That's the way people in the cities live. And well, these tribes have their territories and they want to protect them. How can we uh, make an agreement, or what do you think uh, problems with them can be solved regarding the use of the territories they have and the resources they have in those territories? If we live as they live, well, there won't be any problem, because we will be careful about water, uh, the food they plant. We will be careful about minerals. That
Yeah.
we don't understand that life in that way. How what I mean, what do you think we can do, or what agreements can we make, so we can benefit and they can benefit too?
Well, first of all, I think that's a benefit. They are the only one that are able to protect and understand that the natural resources are the main or the major ones on Earth. They are the only person that can able to understand that, and we for that reason we have to protect and help and try to understand them, yeah. And contributing, because I don't know if know that it is not an easy task, but contribute to help to conserve this kind of people, try to be close to them. I had the opportunity to be close well with one tribal in Amazon, and it's nice because they think different, so different as a citizen people or people around the world. They are very different, and some people consider that they are maybe not the story people, or they have a few knowledge about many things that people consider very important here nowadays as a technology, but it is not important thing.
Did you stay with that tribe for a long time?
Yeah, 3 months. I was stay there because at that time I was working on my degree. I, as you know, I am a science teacher. It was nice. It was a nice experience. They love really water. They know how to take care of water of main resources that they consider that as a goal. Yeah, that's very interesting.
And did they have any rule, any policy that was difficult for you to follow?
Yeah, many rules because they have their own rules, their own policies about mm, behavior, about marriage, about food, about religion, all that. It's a different world. It's a part world, yeah, than we have.
Well, very interesting, your experience.
Yeah, that's nice.
Anybody wants to ask Felix questions? Or probably anyone wants to answer other question written on the screen?
Yeah, I suppose you already answered the second one. That is because the most important indigenous people can teach and other kind of people is how to take care of nature. Sometimes people like us don't give the importance of taking care of nature because we think or many people think that money is the most important. Making money is the most important, and it's impossible to live without nature. We're having many problems because of that, because of the abuse of the resources and pollution, um, overpopulation, uh, huge amounts of plastics everywhere in our oceans, everywhere. So we're having a lot of trouble, a lot of problems with that because many people focus on money, and um, most of people on this earth want to live in cities, not in the countryside, not to preserve nature. So that's a big problem. Like in China, I've heard that in China they need to build new cities, and they sometimes they hire specialists from the United States to make those cities friendly with the environment, like to have even in companies they or they try to build green areas and to adapt those things in order to take care of the environment, like to reuse the water and some stuff like that.
Okay. So what you say is that actually um, we should have more contact with them so we can learn from their way to live.
Yeah, or probably the government could include them in some projects like environmental projects in order to learn from them because they know how to preserve the nature that is something vital for us humans. In, yeah, they need to include their ideas or um, their visions, their how they study the projects. Like this is not like oh my god, sorry, this is not convenient, or yeah, or we could do this way. Is if the government include them in some decisions, it's because they care about nature. about how to care and nurture. They think about our future.
I see. But what do you guys have heard about those tribes that have got in contact with us? Like, have they changed? Have they remained the same?
I've heard that most of them change. Sometimes they don't want to talk their languages anymore because they consider that they are inferiors. But it's because they suffer discrimination. Yeah, many people discriminate them, think they are superior, and they consider they are not intelligent because of many factors. But it's because our culture, like our government, don't give their importance they deserve.
Have any of
Yeah,
you heard about, sorry to interrupt, have any of you heard about Nukakmaku and the problems they are facing nowadays?
I've heard about that tribe, but many years ago on TV. But now I never hear about that
Have you
tribe.
heard about it? Anybody? Now, Cesar Felix, have you heard about Nukakmaku?
Nukamaku?
Yes.
Probably I heard about the Nukamaku long time ago in a TV commercial advertisement about something related to the government. But actually, currently, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about them.
Okay, I've just shared a link with all of you. It's an article that was published last year, and it is in English, and it is about the problems that they are facing nowadays because of the violence they lived before they moved to the cities, and that affected them because they had to adapt to our lifestyle, and most of them got tried drugs or became criminals. So they got just like they couldn't understand the way we lived, and they got confused. And some of them, uh, because they also needed money to survive, because what they used to do in their lands, in their territories, was to plant and to produce their own food, because that was the way they survived. And when they came to the cities, they got very confused, and then they, as Belisario mentioned, they started to think about money. So that caused them lots of problems. And I'm mentioning this because of the idea of getting more in contact with them to learn about them, but also that affects them. Those communities that have a lifestyle that is very different, and that probably have not been in contact with people from the cities enough on a daily basis, or with some frequency, they get confused. And well, Nukak is one example of that. There are others.
Oh my God, I hadn't heard about that, and that's sad. So they are like kids because kids don't know the meaning of danger. Yeah, that's why they need parents for guidance.
Kind
So
of, yes. That's a good example. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, they had a different lifestyle. It's like if we were asked to go and live with them, like something like Felix experience, and just tell Felix, okay, Felix, become a person from that tribe and do everything that they do. After 20 or 30 years of having a very different way of living, just try to understand other way to live, and try to do what we do was confusing for them, causing problems.
Yeah, something that is funny is everything is different. No, there is no pattern. There is no there. For example, lunch is not that as the same as as we have as usual. At noon, it's different. They have 6 food, no 3 foods a day. Yeah, 6 food because in the morning they eat something and drink something. Usually are, for example, plantain or platano, and other like this is a tuberculo in Spanish. Yeah, it's potatoes or some maybe corns. Then another food is like here is like a soup, but there is a different kind of vegetables or things all together. Yes, and they usually eat some meat. Like they nowadays feed their own probably like chickens, and or they practice the hunt. They are hunters, I think. They have two encounters or meetings a day and night is to dedicate to nature and God. They have their own God. Yeah. I just think about when they were conquered here in Latin America. This Christopher Columbus. this, at that age was terrible for them because they were, I don't know what you say, sometidos, well, to follow a religion, but it was so difficult because they think in a different way, totally. Hmm.
Yeah.
I suppose you can say forced. They were forced.
Yeah, they were forced to believe in other religion, like it was Christianism, the Christian people. But
What's the name of the community or the tribe you live with?
Awa, what's an Wawa, 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 yeah, Awa, Awa, Wawa.
It sounds like technology.
Like that?
Huawei.
Yeah, Awa, because the stress is at the A, at the last A.
But
Awa.
it's a small community, right?
No, they are divided into different colonies, but usually they are inside the jungle, the forest, and they dedicate to hunt and also to they to say the truth, they do not cultivate. They get their own food by looking by some on they take advantage of the resources around them. Yeah, but they produce an animal like chickens, hens. There is an animal that is curious. I don't remember the name. Is tejon? I don't know how you say. Those kind of animal that now they are few in Amazon, but they produce them like domestic ones and consume or eat. They not every day, but some specific days. Snakes also, they eat some snakes.
And I guess fish because they are close to Amazonas.
Yeah, what where I were, they were inside the Amazon. What at the north of Amazon, they are inside the I could say that it was like at the center, or inside the jungle, inside the forest. Very int.
But I guess it was
They
close to a
move.
river.
Yeah. They move sometimes for other places in order to look resources or food, maybe, or other product that they are take for as a maybe their daily food,
Sí.
or daily diet they have.
Well, Alejandra, do you want to answer any of the questions that you see on the screen?
Yes, teacher, I want to answer the second or the three questions.
Or the third? Okay. Any?
Or third. In the case of the second, I think that all the people must protect these groups because there are currently special laws to protect the rights of some groups in our country, especially rights relate to dignity or the right to land or to health or to education.
Okay.
And it's important to protect youth because these groups are the source of most of our culture, of tradition and customs in the actually. And these groups will always teach us to take care of Mother Earth or Pachamama, and all the natural things that live or born in the natural, in her. And they can teach us the same traditions and an elaboration of crafts or secrets, that medicinal and natural secrets, or
Yes.
or among others.
Okay. Do you know about any natural medicine?
In a special, no. Only the I don't know, aromáticas.
Those are
Aromaticans plants, or I don't know, or some illegal plants.
those are herbal
illegal plants.
herbal teas.
Yes.
Anna, do you know about any natural medicine? Have you heard about any?
Yes, teacher. When I have a flu, I use lemon and ginger.
Yes.
Yes, and honey. With three elements. Three elements is good for flu. It's very good.
All right.
In 2 days, finish my flu.
You can get.
Yes, I like natural medicine. I like.
Okay. Besides handicrafts, what other activities do you think that indigenous people do for a living. Because, for example, Wayu people, women from Wayu tribes, they have some hammocks, or they have different handicrafts that they can sell and get some money for a living. What other activities have you heard different indigenous tribes can do in order to get money?
Some indigenous, no.
I
Some
don't know.
indigenous, for example, in Zipaquirá, where
Make ceramics. Yes. Is the
Ceramics?
names? Yes.
Pots, I would say.
Pots. Mm-hmm.
And Felix, what did you say? Felix? Do you know that we can visit some of them? That they can also, some of them have also started working on tourism, so we can visit some of them. Here we have a video about one of those groups that we can visit. I would like you to watch it. It's just 3 minutes long. And I would like you to tell me what you think about that, let's say, option of getting some money, and if you think there are advantages and disadvantages in that, let's say, in that activity.
They usually dedicate to fabrics. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, with
fabrics.
that they get from, do they get the fabrics from animals or also from trees?
From animals, yeah. Yeah, because they have a very antique tradition to fabric. And they really made a good clothes, kind of clothing that I have seen from them are nice. They fabrics. And they produce different kind of fabrics, and like sweaters, I just say wooden soap or ruanas, let's say. And, yeah, and caps and all that. Here it's a place in Sepulveda. It's a place when you can get different kind of artisanal stuffs.
Handicrafts.
Yeah, something.
Good. So please watch the video that is 3 minutes long, and then you can tell me what you think about that activity, and if you consider that having that or living from tourism for them is good or is bad, or
Teacher, I get a question. The videos in that website.
yes, is in that website. You download, you scroll down, and almost in the middle of the website you will get the video.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, they changed the website recently, and so they moved the video to other place, and I can't find it. But well, have you heard that you can visit, for example, Nebusimaque, which is in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta? You can visit them. They can show you the coffee plants they have there, the places where they live. Do you think that's good or that's bad for them?
But do they receive money?
Yeah, they get money from that because they sell food from people who stay there. So you can stay there, let's say 2 nights, and they sell the food that you will eat during those 2 days.
I would say that that's a great idea. Like to get money from an interesting activity. They teach fans how to take care of nature or how nature is important for them. That's better than doing criminal acts like the others. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is what many people around the world do. Like people in the islands, in St. Andrews, they live from tourism. Even in Dubai or in the Middle East, they live from tourism.
Mhm. Cesar, what do you think? Is there any disadvantage? Do you think there is any disadvantage for those tribes to have tourists in their territories?
Yeah, the advantage could be as we experience in our means in the others landmarks that we have in Colombia is that usually the tourist people who goes to those places uh, pollute the places with garbage, with plastic. They don't pick their own mess. So that it would be one of the biggest disadvantage, because they don't care about tourists. Most of the tourists don't care about the the other's place, you know. So maybe we as future teachers or current teachers of people, we can say yes, I pick up my garbage and things, but in some kind of way we do some mess or we pollute the environment with different actions or with different things in those areas that is not or is better not to do. Most of the people think that okay, they could do it. If I throw this paper on the floor, there will be another one who's gonna pick it up, or the indigenous are gonna do it. They like to do that. Yes, I don't know. Probably that would be one of the struggles. or they don't. Also, another thing is that they, when they see those tribes, indigenous tribes, in those places, they see it like an amusement thing. You know, it's like something. Yes, probably something new for people from the city, but they take them like an attraction. It's like if we're objects, like if we were in the zoo, started to look at like different, like they're like animals. I don't know. There's and they start taking pictures or no, I don't know. This That's the thing. It's like don't think like they are human beings like us, or the people who are visiting those places, but they are different. Just giving like the friend, but not different. Like okay, I know that we're different, but all of us are different, but they are different in a weird way. It's,
Okay. Anna, do you think there is other advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage, teacher.
Which one?
It's not, for example, when people they implement, it's not easy for them to change their habits in another way. Yeah, it's difficult
For
for
who?
them.
For them? For the
For
tribes?
the- yes, I believe. Yeah.
But would you say that they need to change their traditions to get some tourists?
Yeah.
Well,
No es easy. Change the traditional habits. No es- yeah.
Alejandra, do you think there is any other advantage or disadvantage?
Yes, I have advantage. They may know their culture.
Okay.
One disadvantage is it's possible to change the natural condition of the territory,
Yeah.
or the people can misuse the groups.
I didn't get that idea. Would you give details or explain it better?
Make bad things
Uh-huh.
to the people of the group.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other idea?
Well, that is curious because there are a lot of they care. They care a lot for their customs. They could be a problem because no indigenous people have so different customs and style of life. For example, there is a very old tribal that does not let anyone get close, and they throw spears at everything that is approaching, because I read, sorry, there are some helicopters that one time was arriving, and they start to throw spears in Europe near to the Sicilia island. Yeah, they care a lot of their customs. They may feel bad about the habits of people who are not indigenous. Yeah, I think that because they have so different customs, and maybe they have different laws. No, they can create discord between their laws and people and non-indigenous people customs, because they are so different. Many people critique them about their religion, about their beliefs, etc., about the customs. I read an article about what are the thoughts between America conquerors or people that conquered American part of American areas of land, and the principal discords are that they have so different laws, and they have a different habits and beliefs. Beliefs are the more opposite or different that the Spanish people didn't like at all. That was the principal maybe fact that they extermine, sorry, or dead so many indigenous people, babies, and many people like this. Was so sad about that.
Yeah, so they survived from those times. And as you mentioned, the main idea or the main mission of Spaniards was to make people in these lands believe in Catholicism.
Yeah.
So they resist to that, to those changes, and well, they beliefs everywhere and with everybody are. It's a topic that is very difficult to discuss. There are no point of agreement usually.
Yeah.
Beliefs are very like if sometimes people talk about their beliefs and try to persuade others to believe in the same, and that doesn't happen because
absolutely true.
There's something serious. Good. Here you have 4 sentences about advantages. Do you disagree with any of them?
Yeah, I agree with the first one. The second one is no.
You disagree with the second one?
True. The second, it's interesting.
Yes, people probably might go there and visit the communities, but that's it.
That's that one. Okay.
Anna, what do you think? Do you disagree with any of the sentences?
I agree with all of them, but I didn't understand the fourth one so much.
It is beneficial for indigenous tribes when they resist to external sociocultural control and the resultant refusal to accept predatory tourism models. Is that the sentence is about the idea of resisting to others or to visitors or tourists lifestyles or ideas or beliefs, although they get in contact with them. So it's like by getting into contact with them, with tourists, indigenous tribes just reinforce their beliefs and their traditions and their cultural activities.
Yeah, I totally agree with all of the options.
Okay, does anybody have any comment? An additional comment about the topic, any question, any experience? Have you ever, Elisa?
Now that I remember, in La Guajira, some indigenous people sell fins. They go door to door selling seafood, like shrimps, and they sell, but I don't know how to say that. Probably petroleum, like it's similar to Barzol, but
Okay.
it's not so like doesn't have it's not processed
A
so much.
derivative
Yeah.
of oil?
Yes, exactly. They sell the fins, they sell shrimps. They go door to door selling those fins.
Mm,
Yeah, what use?
yeah.
And I think on TV, documentals are presented, but most of the what use, I think, what they do when people die, they pay, I don't know if you know, they pay someone. There are people special for this, so they pay that person to cry for the relatives or for the person who died. They pay especially for a special person to cry. It's weird.
Yeah, for us it's weird, but do you know why they do that? I don't know. I don't know the reason why they do that.
Probably it's because they to feel that that person was important, or yeah, like someone is crying for that person, I suppose.
I don't.
And they receive many relatives from many places, and they cook animals and arepa. They make frichi. So it's like a meeting, a very big meeting.
To celebrate something, necessary, or to perform some common activity.
To say goodbye to the relative who have died.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
And when a person that is not, or yeah, even including when some of the girls are going to get married,
Mm-hmm.
the husband or the person who wants the bride have to pay, but not with money.
Yeah,
with animals. True. With animals, have to give animals to their family in order to get married. In order to get married.
It's not a purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a purchase.
and when girls developed, but I don't know how to say that, changed from kids to women, they have to be close. They have to be inside a room but I don't know how many days they have to be there.
Yeah, I watched a video recently about a Wayu who is now in the business of tourism, and he mentioned that that part of their tradition is almost over. what you mentioned, that the girl needs to be inside a room for a certain period of time, and the mother teach the girl how to make different handicrafts, how to cook, and everything. Well, he said that that tradition is over now, but other things are still the same. Like
Yeah.
what you mentioned, that they pay for somebody who cry when somebody dies.
Yes, I know about that because I was born in Macau.
Okay. So how long did you live there?
For about 20 years,
Oh,
like
interesting.
half part of my life.
So, so I guess that's why you know some words in Wayuneki.
Wayunaiki.
Uh-huh.
Yes, like Maregua is God. Maregua. Yeah, and Wayunaiki sounds like this. Anash mae nash kasachis bushwa hunaka.
And what's that? What did you say?
No. Oh, I
Ah,
used to.
that's the sound.
Yeah, it sounds like that. I used to hear that on the radio. It was a commercial.
But did you have any Wayu friend?
Cousins.
Ah,
Cousins.
okay.
I have two different kind of cousins because, for example, I have an uncle who lives in Miami, but he loves to have different women and kids with different women. So he had three children with a woman from there, like what you, but not like really what you, but yeah, what you.
Yeah,
And I have other cousins because one of my relatives got married with what you.
yeah.
So they were my cousins, and yeah, but they were like kind of different wayus. Like sometimes they didn't seem to be like wayus, but the ones that I mentioned before, even they have more traditions, more wayu traditions, and they some of them work in Alta Guajira, in
Mhm.
Nazaret, I suppose, in Nazaret.
Yeah, some of them do spiritual practices and ceremonies or rituals, but those you are talking about are in the central part, I think. Some make a sacrifice with animals. Are well, not exactly what you, but in Amazon there are some of them, some indigenous people that do this practice. Yeah, they have changed in many
Many,
customs or
yeah, in
yeah,
many ways, yeah, a
anyway,
lot.
right?
And
Modern science,
and
modern,
what
yeah.
when you prepare frichi, I don't know if you have heard about that food, typical food from them. They prepare that with the blood of the animal.
Mm.
Frichi?
Yeah,
Okay.
frichi. People from there say frichi, but other people say frichi, something like this. But it's better to say frichi.
So is a juice with blood of an animal?
No, they prepare meat. It's made of meat. It is called, the animal is called chivos. Chivos.
Oh,
And they
okay.
prepare that meat with the blood of the animal.
Oh,
I see. Well, we eat what's the name? Morcilla. That has also blood of an animal.
But morcilla is the same as rellena, or is
Yes,
different?
it's the
It's
same.
similar
It's the same.
What's the difference? I thought it was the same.
because the rellena is made with
Rice?
yes, rice and some vegetables and
Morcilla.
with blonde of the animal.
And morcilla?
And morcilla.
Is the parts of different body of the animal.
Um, well, I think I have eaten both.
No, the color of the rellena is
Black.
black, and the
Black,
color of the
yes.
morcilla is red or orange or
Okay.
Orange?
yeah.
Mm,
That's longaniza.
I suppose I think they are tasty, but the problem is the oil that is used on the street. That
yeah.
they don't change it. They don't change it frequently. So, my God, it's dangerous. And have you tried? I forget. Have you tried something pretty well known in Barranquilla that is similar to? I forget. How do you call that?
Yeah, that is meat too.
Yes, but probably it's made of pork. It's from pork. That is very well known in Barranquilla and it's sold in the street with lemon. I forget the name.
That's ceviche.
No, ceviche. No, ceviche is great. Oh my God, is butifarra.
Butifarra.
Ah,
Name.
yes,
Haven't tried it.
with meat.
No,
I don't know.
No, I
and
haven't.
do you like what is the one that is sold in Christmas? That is called. Oh my God, I don't
Christmas?
like.
I
Excuse me.
just tried arepa de huevo.
Yeah, I like.
Arepe huevo is great with mostanesa in Cartagena. Wow, it's great.
Yeah?
With those kind of sauces are great.
And then once I tried different types of bollos that they have in Barranquilla. They have made some made of corn, some that are
Coconut.
rice, some that are made of coconut. Yes, they have
Yeah,
different.
the one that is made of coconut is called Angelito, bollo Angelito, something like this. And bollo de maduro, like it's made from plantain.
Plantain.
With
Yeah,
cheese?
plantain.
No,
You can combine it with cheese, but it's not included, like it's not mixed.
But I thought that all those pollos were made of corn. Yeah, I think no.
Made of what?
Made of corn.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I got confused about that because according I knew all the pollos in Cartagena is made of corns of I
corn.
don't know
Corn.
corn. Yeah.
No, they can use flavor. You say flavor. The normal one, like you say harina pan. With,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
You say
like
flavor.
Cortado.
No, flavor is sabor. That is.
No, but the word that is something similar to that one. How do you say?
Dove.
Flour.
Yeah,
You're
Flower
writing
or
it.
dove?
You're writing it. So it's flour. How do you pronounce that word? Excuse me.
I am checking in the dictionary.
Oh, that's tricky. That word, the pronunciation of that word is tricky.
Dove is like
Dot.
a flower. Yeah.
Dot. Yeah.
Like
It's
donut.
Dot.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's because that means also masa, I think in Spanish.
Yeah, okay, dot.
Yeah, dove.
Yes.
That's the way it is written. That. Yeah, I don't have the pronunciation.
And have you tried capon? Capon?
No, what's that?
Oh, I don't like it. It's very common in Christmas here in Santander. So I suppose it's not in Bogota. Capon. Oh, I don't like it.
And that's made of
It's
what?
not so pork, I suppose. Who knows capon? Capon?
No.
No,
No.
no,
My God,
no.
I don't like it much. It's not tasty. Like, doesn't taste much. I prefer arepa de coco. Have you tried arepa de coco? No, never.
No.
Never. No.
My mom used to
No.
cook that as they are yummy. You can eat them hot or cold. Cold is like a dessert, and hot is like food.
But it's made up only of with coconut and flour or
Yes.
coconut only?
Both hymns,
Oh, okay.
like a normal
Because it's
arepa,
difficult
but
to
you don't.
make one only with coconut. It's so difficult to make one only for coconut.
No, you have to. You can put you cut or you chop the coconut in small pieces or into small pieces, and put in. Now to make it easier, you can put it in the blender. And that fin that you get from there, you mix it with the flour.
Yeah, like a ground coconut, I think. Ground
Yeah, and it,
molido,
and it's
rallado,
tasty.
ground coconut.
And it's tasty.
Okay.
Belisari
Great.
found in the dictionary that both words are pronounced the same way. That was we got confused about.
Oh,
Thank you.
Flower.
flower.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
pronunciation is the same. So that's why we got confused about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably people would say, like, some people would pronounce it like flower instead of flower.
Yeah.
Last one is
It's the pronunciation
lazy.
for both words.
Lazy vowel. Oh.
Well, very interesting. I need to check your homework. You know, I don't have. I need to do that this coming weekend because I don't have any. I don't have more time because I need to give you feedback or I need to publish your grades by April 3rd.
I prefer. Okay.
Yes. So I need to check both audio files that you publish for the last two TOEFL tasks.
Yeah.
And I need to also publish the feedback of your description of the picture. And I need to check your self-evaluation forms. So please remember that you need to take the final test on Monday and Tuesday, April 1st and 2nd next week. And you also need to upload your self-evaluation.
And
Okay.
the final evaluation will be open since Monday.
No, it's available now.
Okay.
You need to
Great.
check. You need to click on the link assessment, and you will find it there.
Great.
It's grammar. It's about grammar in general.
Well, the final test is about grammar. It's about reported speech, conditionals, connectors. But also don't forget to publish your self-evaluation in the link assessment. You will find it there today, and I would like you to please publish to fill it in and publish it before Sunday. You know, it is very easy to do the maths and to complete it. So please do that before Sunday. And on Monday and Tuesday, you will see in the link assessment the final test. On Monday and Tuesday.
And will we have the final encounter next week, right?
We won't, but if you have questions, I will publish the grades on April 3rd. So if you have questions about the grades or probably if I made a mistake when typing the grades. So please email me so we can check it.
Also, this is the last one.
This is the last encounter.
And for the subject tomorrow, the same?
For the subjects,
Yeah, the subject.
for applied linguistics,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Is
for applied
the last
linguistics,
one tomorrow?
tomorrow will be the last encounter. This week you are reading about dyslexia, dyscalculia.
Ansia.
Yeah, problems in the brain,
Anxiety.
like producing the brain and
Yes, and then you have
Yes.
to take a questionnaire, and that will be the end of the
Anxiety,
course.
epilepsia. Okay.
Yes,
that's
for
great.
applied linguistics.
I thought we had more encounters this week, but it's great to know that.
No, that tomorrow will be the last one for applied linguistics, because I need to publish the grades by Wednesday.
Yeah, you need to work really hard.
Yeah,
I
I
know
need
that.
time to check the test.
Yeah, totally understandable. Okay, thank you so much, teacher, for everything, for your time, for sharing your knowledge, for your guidance, and everything.
Okay, you're welcome, Elisa.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you. God bless you and your family.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you also
Thank
for
you
your
for
help, for your dedication, and for all teacher.
Thank you, all of you.
And teacher, could you do me a special favor? Check again my TOEFL audio.
Yeah,
Audio.
it is, yeah, it is there, but I need to check it because it's I need to grade it because that's the speaking task, the audio file that you published. It's there.
Mm.
It's there, but I need to listen to it and grade it.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night.
Okay, good.
Have a nice
Bye bye,
night.
everybody.
Okay, bye bye.
Good night.